Booyah! Dragon Ball GT is now officially confirmed to be in the base game for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and I'm actually really excited and happy about this. There are now 10 character slots left, and we'll go over who they could be later on in the video in just a moment actually. But quick note, I just want to say that in my latest or my last Sparking Zero roster prediction video uploaded only a couple of days ago, I think what I said exactly was something like, if you think GT is going to be in the base game at this point, bless your heart. Bless my heart. Very happy to be wrong on this. I've said in the past that I actually do want it to be in the base game, but I assume that if they were going to add it into the base game, they would cover all of it. But it looks like they are doing a streamlined approach with just like the main highlights, as in Super Saiyan 4, Baby Vegeta, Syn Shenron, Fusion, Omega Shenron. I personally don't have a problem with that. So we've not got base form or Super Saiyan GT Vegeta. We don't have Super 17. We don't have Ice or Nova Shenron, which were in Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. But no, GT being in the base game, I am very happy about this, and I benefit. Like, I benefit dramatically from this, from like, you know, enjoying the game from that standpoint, and from a content creation standpoint. Now, if you think that it's me just saying this because I was wrong, then whatever. But no, Bandai Namco themselves earlier today, after the trailer came out, they literally tagged me and said, someone check up on Burcol, because they know how much I want, you know, GT in Sparking. So given that that's in the game now, base game rather, fantastic stuff. I am so happy. I really cannot wait for this. Super Saiyan 4 looks just ecstatic. It looks so good. So good, dude. And also, before I move on to who the pre-order character, because I do want to talk about that very briefly, because we should get information on that now imminently in the next few weeks. On the screen right now, you can see just two examples. Just before I started recording this part here, this video, check my comments, and I had these two comments. I find it so weird how people took it as a personal win against me because GT is in the base game. I've said that I want it in the base game. I just didn't expect it because of how long it took, and because, again, I thought that they were going to cover all of GT, you know, all of GT after they return from space. Like General Rildo, I think his name is. I don't think he's ever going to be in it, so whatever. I know it's going to upset a few people, but it is what it is. But I mean, it's just so ridiculous that one guy said, delete my channel. The other guy just called me a clown. It's like I went to his channel. It's like, yep, makes sense that you'd call people clowns. Anyway, regardless of that, we've all won here. I am so happy. Oh, yes. Question of the day. I know I asked this in pretty much every roster prediction video that I do, but I'm just genuinely interested to see what you guys think. Who do you think the pre-order character is going to be for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? I would greatly appreciate it if, before you leave your comment who you think it's going to be, just listen to this section, please. It'll be timestamp skip if you want to know my predictions for the remaining 10 characters. But please, for the pre-order part, please just listen, because it's driving me crazy how people just don't understand what they've said so far. So they've said that the pre-order character has never appeared in a Dragon Ball game before. I've had people say it's going to be Beerus. Come on, man. It's a character that's never appeared in a Dragon Ball, in a Tenkaichi game before. Specifically Tenkaichi, not Raging Blast, but specifically Tenkaichi. It's a character that's not been revealed yet and won't be revealed until the release of the game, or just before the game comes out, so like a week or two before, who knows. And given that the graphics that they are using, it's implied that it's a character that has just a that's a single form character. So it can't be Dragon Ball Daima Goku, because he has at least 3 forms: base form, Super Saiyan 1, and Super Saiyan 2. And given that Daima, I believe, takes place between the end of Majin Buu and before Beerus appears, he'll probably have Super Saiyan 3. So that's 4 forms right there, including base form. It can't be Android 21, because she can transform to Majin 21 if it's in fighters or what have you. So it can't be her. I'd love it if it was, but it can't be her. And it also, unfortunately, can't be Charlotte, because Charlotte has base form, Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue as of right now, including base form. That's 6 characters, and I can't see them adding Charlotte without at least either Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan God. Probably Super Saiyan God more than Super Saiyan 1, but whatever. So that's why I keep saying my prediction is Cell Max. Oh, but the DLC 1 and 2 is based around superhero. You're completely right. It wouldn't be the first time that they've used a pre-order character and then had DLC themed around it later on. For example, the last game that had a playable pre-order character was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and that pre-order character was base form Goku Black, and the first season of DLC for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which had 4 DLCs, DB Super Pack 1, 2, 3, and 4, were all based around Dragon Ball Super, with DLC 3 and 4 being based around the Goku Black Zamasu saga from Super, and with DLC 3 itself having Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black as a playable character. So it's not the first time that they've done that. So it could very well be Cell Max. And plus, I disagree with this, but having Cell Max and then the first 2 DLCs based around Dragon Ball Super, Superhero, that would give massive FOMO, fear of missing out, on Cell Max. And they have said already months ago that the pre-order bonus will be purchasable post-release. So I just feel like it's going to be Cell Max. Could be Hachiak. I actually can't think of anyone else. Oh, maybe Gloriel from Daima, but I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please don't comment Goku Daima, because it's not going to be him, right? Please don't. Anyway, moving on. Very briefly, let's go over the new characters now officially revealed from the Dragon Ball GT trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Okay, these characters are base form GT Goku, Super Saiyan 1 GT Goku, Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, GT Pan, Super Baby Vegeta 1, 2, 3, like those 3 like humanoid forms, and then Golden Great Ape Baby Vegeta. We then got Oob from GT, then Majuub from GT, Syn Shenron, which I did predict, which is hilarious, to be in the base game, Syn Shenron, Omega Shenron, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So a very streamlined approach to Dragon Ball GT, which is like the main, like the best part, right? I know people like Super 17, that saga, and when I'm in space, but let's be fair, the Omega Shenron battle and then the Golden Great Ape Baby Vegeta stuff, that's what people would mostly, for the most part, remember from GT and take away as the best bits. Now, with that said, there are, as of right now, a lot of missing characters, both from GT, Super, and, well, all 3 from GT, Super, and Dragon Ball Z. In this trailer, we have not seen, and at the end of the trailer they didn't reveal it, base form GT Vegeta or Super Saiyan 1 and or 2. I don't really care about Super Saiyan 2, but whatever. So it looks like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is a standalone character, but I hope they make it so, let's say for example, End of Z Vegeta or Late Z Vegeta has a different costume that just looks like GT Vegeta, right? I think we can all be like, okay, that's fair enough. Same moveset, what have you, because pretty much everything that GT Vegeta does in base form and Super Saiyan, he can do in Super Saiyan 4, just final shine attack, right? But even that is whatever. Now, other skill is when he defeats Nappa, but what's that called? Counter Impact, I think it's called in Xenoverse, I can't remember off the top of my head. But I honestly don't really care if they skip base form and or Super Saiyan 1 and or Super Saiyan 2 GT Vegeta, as long as he has maybe a costume for Late Z Vegeta, it can just transform to Super Saiyan 4 from that. I think that's fair. And also, although the characters are there, or the models there for Shin, the Supreme Kai, it looks like Shin and Kibito Kai are not going to be playable characters. Maybe in the DLC later on, we'll have to wait and see, but certainly on launch, on the release for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it looks like they're not going to be in the game. Fair enough, whatever. And also other missing characters, which I can see why I'm skipping these. You've got like the Raspberry, generic Frieza Soldier, a Pearl, who can't even handle some snaps. Probably the reason he's not in the game, let's be fair. So there's already quite a few missing characters that should have already been revealed. That still technically could, but I think what they've done is that after each saga trailer, that's going to be every single character from that saga in the game. So I think at this point now, that's all of Dragon Ball Z and all of Dragon Ball GT. Maybe the next trailer is going to be super related. I'll go over that quite briefly in just a moment. Okay, so I do actually have a couple of different suggestions, or predictions rather, for the remaining characters, but starting with the final row, which has empty slots, we have 4 slots here, and I think these can comfortably fit, or themed around rather, the following 4 characters. Those being base form Cabba, Super Saiyan 1 Cabba, God of Destruction Toppo, and specifically Final Form Frost. Now, that said, yes, Super Saiyan 1 and base form Cabba, not a surprise. I'm surprised, actually, saying surprises, I'm surprised he's not been revealed yet. Right, it's Cabba. Like, you've had pretty much I think at this point, pretty much literally every other Saiyan character revealed, like, them in the game, right? And if you go for, like, Goku from Dragon Ball or have you, it's still Goku. It's been revealed. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Cabba is actually the final Saiyan to be revealed. Yeah, so base form and Super Saiyan 1 Cabba, but maybe have Super Saiyan 2 as a temporary pair-up, like Goku's Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Goku's, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta's Limits I Break Them, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, given how briefly Cabba used Super Saiyan 2 in the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super. I don't think Super Saiyan 2 Cabba should be a separate character. I think that would be a massive waste. So make it a temporary power-up, if anything. Then we've got God of Destruction Toppo. I mean, Toppo's base form, Pro Troop, what have you. That's already in the game. There's a slot next to him free. Put him there. That's not a surprise. But the reason why I'm saying specifically final form Frost and not his two other forms is because when he turns into his final form in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 Destroyer tournament in Dragon Ball Super, as soon as he goes into his final form, at least as of right now, he never has gone back to a previous form. When he lost in the tournament, the Universe 6 versus 7 tournament, he stayed in base form. Sorry, he stayed in his final form, not base form. Then when we saw him later, then in just before the start of the tournament of power, when we see hit in Universe 6 recruiting people for his team, he's wearing Frost is wearing a cape there, but he's in his final form. And even when he gets, erased by the Xenos and gets brought back via the Super Dragon Balls, he's still in his final form there. So if you want to give him a different form, maybe like with maybe like with Cabba, give him his 100% max power bulked form. That's like a temporary form, but that's whatever. So I don't think, if we do get Frost, I think it's just going to be his final form. And like I've already mentioned, it's not as if they are scared or timid or have you to miss out characters. Again, an example, base form GT Vegeta and Super Saiyan 1 GT Vegeta. Not in the game, but we do have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So for my first prediction out of my 3 predictions I've got left for these 6 remaining characters, again, assuming that the bottom row 4 characters are going to be God of Destruction Toppo, base form Cabba, Super Saiyan 1 Cabba, and final form Frost, these 6 remaining characters, no one's going to be happy with this because there's only 6 left. And by the way, I'm not including the pre-order. If the pre-order character is here, which I don't think it is, but if it is here, then there's only 5. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to assume that the pre-order character is going to be revealed or part of, I guess, like another roster page when they reveal DLC. But these 6 characters here are going to be my predictions. Number 1, my first prediction rather, Kid Goku, Great Ape Kid Goku, Demon King Piccolo, Piccolo Jr., Spike the Devilman, and Grandpa Gohan. Yes, an OG Dragon Ball roster here. So I think out of what I've got for this video, I think this is probably the most likely, only because we already have Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and now Dragon Ball GT. You may as well add the OG Dragon Ball in the base game and somewhat streamline it, like what they've done for Dragon Ball GT, because we also know DLC 3 is going to have Daima, Dragon Ball Daima, so soon we're going to have all 5 of the main animated series. So yeah, I mean, with Spike the Devilman, I know he's quite important in Dragon Ball. You could replace him with a character like Android 8 or Aeta or whatever, but there's going to be characters here that we're going to have to just miss out if we're going to stick to the character limit. Second prediction for these 6 missing characters, we're actually going to theme these around Dragon Ball Z, and specifically, I guess now, villain characters, because there's only 6 slots left. So before I mention these 6 slots, these 6 characters here, because there's only 6 left, I think we need to go for getting the most bang for your buck to some extent. So that said, my 6 predictions for this prediction is going to be base form Z Broly from Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan Broly from Dragon Ball Z, legendary Super Saiyan Broly, then 4th form Cooler, final form Cooler, and Metal Cooler. Now, if you do that, you could kind of do, again, a bit of a streamlined version of the 4 movies. The first 2 Broly movies, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, Broly's Second Coming, or whatever it's called exactly, then the two Cooler movies, including the Metal Cooler movie. With Metal Cooler, you just need well, I don't know what I'm talking about now, do I? You just need Metal Cooler, because you've already got Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan Gohan, Vegeta, Planet Nimrock, home of the Time Patrol, etc, 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 etc. Now, yes, I know we've not got the Cooler's Armored Squadron, so that's why I do think it'll be a bit streamlined, but they've already basically said, hey, GT, at least on launch, we're only doing the Omega Shenron stuff and the Baby Vegeta stuff, not even all the Shadow Dragon stuff or Super 17 or the space stuff. You know, we've not even got a GT Trunk, so this one I think is probably the least likely, in fairness. I do think these will be in the game, but I think at this point, probably safe for DLC, especially given just how incredibly popular all the versions of Broly are and how popular Cooler is. So it makes sense for this to be saved as DLC, but I just want to mention this here briefly, just in case. And for my final prediction for these 6 characters, we're actually going to theme them around Dragon Ball Super. Those being Vados, God of Destruction Champa, Botamo, Magetta, however you pronounce his name, the metal man who can't take a joke. Then Basil and Lavender, the two latter from the Trio Dundendlia, the Dangerous Trio. Now, we do know the models for Lavender and Basil, whoever, I don't care, are already in the game, because we've seen it when Botamo goes for the attack. They have the 2 models there, but I think those are just for the attack. Maybe DLC later, I don't know. But again, just because the models are made does not mean it's going to be a playable character. Another example of this is whoever it is, like the guy controlled by Bobby. I forget if Yakon's in. I don't think he is, but whatever. And Shin, right? And of course the World Tournament announcer, but that's obvious. So just because the model for the character's been made doesn't explicitly mean that they are going to be playable characters or even playable characters on launch. So doing this would complete Universe 6 from the Destroyed tournament. I know in the tournament pair you still got the 2 Namekians, but I can't remember what those 2 names are off the top of my head, so I don't think those are going to be in. But yeah, that's the 3rd prediction I have for the Sparking Zero roster. And that is my updated roster prediction for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Quick note as well, with the reveal of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we now have every single character that was initially showed. I think it was Tenkaichi 3 footage from the reveal teaser trailer for Tenkaichi 4 back then, right? Months before it was called Sparking Zero, back at the Dragon Ball Games Battle Era 2023 event. Every single character that was revealed there is now in the base game for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for the support on the roster prediction videos over the past several months. I do think this probably will be the last one, because I think the next trailer we get, when that's going to be, I do think that's going to probably show at least 5 more characters. So at that point, I don't know if it's really worth doing a video on. We'll have to wait and see. If you want to see that, do let me know. With that said, once again, thank you ever so much, and thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. More videos on the screen right now, and I will see you on one of these videos in just a moment.